Hi, my name is Sam, and I will be basing my case off of the value that why getting married shouldn't be the social standard. The definition of a social standard is a social norms are accepted standards of behavior of social groups. Behavior which fulfills these norms is called conformity. And most of the time, roles and norms are powerful ways of understanding and predicting what people will do. My first contention is to claim that most often the process of marriage or wanting to marry somebody doesn't come as a natural process. There's pressure to marry around age 25 to 35. That's when it really peaks. And there's also arranged marriages, which take away the natural kind of choice to even want to get married for couples. This pressure can be rooted in the culture. In China, even though women in their 20s were outnumbered by men of the same age group, they still felt more pressure to find love. The New York Times has reported this. For women, a lot of this was due to gender roles and stereotypes. Age still mattered when it came to reproduction. Some even consider women over the age of 27 in China to be leftover women. Relatives and friends described them this way because they decided to be successful in their careers and didn't get married by a specific age and start a family. My evidence supports this claim and proposition by showing many outside contributing factors might make singles and couples feel like they have to get married or tie the knot, which is the social norm, and that pressure is coming from the social norm surrounding them. My second contention is that marriage is not always successful. 39% of marriages end in divorce, and 17% are only truly happy. This is happy in all factors of the marriage, not feeling kind of happy, not feeling like they'll just deal with it, but just completely and fully satisfied. The top 5 reasons why people get a divorce is lack of commitment, infidelity, too much conflict and arguing, they were too young when they got married, and financial problems. And when looking into this, lack of commitment, infidelity, too much conflict, and too young, this all takes two to tango. Other than financial problems, this could have been solved if they didn't even get married in the first place. Another set of data is that singles and unmarried couples have more fun. They are happier. Researcher Eliakim Kislov looked at surveys administered in 32 European countries between about 15 in the time frame of 15 years, and people reported on their marital status as well as their social capital, the amount of social activities and social interactions they engaged with. In the survey, social interactions included meeting socially with friends, relatives, work colleagues, and they also reported on how happy they were in those interactions on a scale from 1 to 10. Not surprisingly, he found that unmarried people, including those who were divorced, widowed, or never married but still in a couple, tend to have more social interactions with friends, relatives, colleagues, more than married people. He also found that more social interactions, the more that they engage in, the happier they are. So even more so for single people than married people. So married and that commitment of being married doesn't necessarily lead to happiness in your social life, which can bring up your overall happiness. And that's what my data shows to this contention is getting married does not always result in that happiness. To summarize and wrap it all up, marriage is not always the natural way of finding that happiness. There's pressure to get married. They are unsuccessful. You can be happy or single or in a committed relationship that does not have a ring involved in it in the marriage process. Getting married should not be a social norm because it's not for everyone. Not always successful and not always the happiest route.